Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the 16-year anniversary of Cars. So yeah, Barely just turned his 16th birthday. So I wanted to do this review because last year I tried to do it for the 15-year anniversary of Cars, but it didn't really work out. But yeah, I wanted to talk about like how I got into cars and like the evolution of the sorry about that, but like the evolution of me collecting these cars and what took me so long to get most of these. Not like this stuff, not like that, but like my entire collection. Most of them were easy to get, some of them were hard to get, or some of them my parents wouldn't even want to buy. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So how I got into cars first, our first section. So how I got into cars, well, my mom showed me the movie back in like I think 2000 and I'm thinking about 2007, 2008, right around there. I watched the movie. I literally destroyed my DVD disc. I destroyed my disc of Cars like flat out since I watched the movie so many times since I love that movie. And that was like my first ever movie that I ever watched. And I was just I think about 1 or 2 years old. So yeah, that I got hooked on Cars right after that. And I didn't know that the diecast line had existed at all, and it had been going on for about a year or two. So yeah, when I first found out was when what's it called when one of my aunts had a full bag of 2008 diecast. I was over the mood. I really was excited to get my hands on all of them, but it turns out I only got one. And which one was that one? That was the first ever chase of Lightning McQueen with bumper stickers, and then I lost it afterwards. I don't know where it went, I don't know what happened to it, but it just got lost over time. I really missed that one. I regret losing that one flat out. So then I think it was like 2009, 2010. I got my first Lightning McQueen. This was not my first Lightning McQueen. This was actually my third one that I got. This is not my first Chick Hicks. This is not my first The King. Well, this one was actually my first The King, but it wasn't like the OG one from like 2000 like 2009, 2010. This is the Vietnam version. This is the 2010 River Tire one that I got off eBay. This is the one that I got in 2018 in that 2-pack with Chick Hicks. So my original ones, well, I played around with them. I tried to recreate the big crash from the first movie, but the only racers I had, no, I didn't have him. The only racer I had was Aiken Axler. Wow, only had one background racer to recreate the big crash. I didn't have any of these other ones at all. So what I try to do is, since I had Hot Wheels, so I would play with my Hot Wheels and just recreate the big crash from the first movie. Man, I remember those times. This was like when before I moved to this house, the one that I'm living in right now. So yeah, I remember those memories, and then I remember the day that my Lightning McQueen was lost. I ended up losing my Lightning McQueen. I remember that day. So I took my original Lightning McQueen to a restaurant. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I don't want to give away my where I live, but yeah, uh I went to a restaurant on Saturday night. I was spending with my family. I brought my Lightning McQueen along with me to over there, and then I was playing around with it, and then I accidentally dropped my Lightning McQueen in between the tables. Like it was like a huge chunk of like tables. They were meshed together, and it literally got stuck in between both of them. And since I couldn't even grab it, I left my Lightning McQueen there. I don't know what happened to it, but it's just been gone. I was super sad. I was super sad when I found when when that happened. I didn't even tell my parents that I lost my Lightning McQueen, my original one. But yeah, I felt disappointed about that. But in 2010 was a pretty interesting year, at least. In 2010, I went to Target. There were a bunch of team sets. I think I found the bumper save team, Octane Game. I think I must have probably saw the Nitrate one at Target. What I was trying to find, oh my gosh, oh boy, it was like one of the most one of the most cringiest thing I ever did, and that still stick with me to this day, is that I thought that Mattel had released the Lightning McQueen's team, like his Rusty's team at the beginning of the first movie. I thought that they released it. I was trying to find it, and unfortunately, I came empty-handed. And then years later, I found out that they never released the Rusty's team except for My Name's Not Chuck. I I was so embarrassed of myself when I found that out years later. But I did not see like the final lap collection cars. There weren't that many because most of them had been sold. This was like during the time of summer, like when people actually started going to the stores in Southport. So yeah, oh my gosh, I still remember that memory. And then we move on to 2011. Um, that's when Cars 2 came out. I went to go see the movie when it came out in theaters on opening day. I was very excited to watch this movie because it was the first movie I ever went to go see in the theaters. So yeah, when I walked out of that theater, I was super ecstatic. I loved that movie. That it still has, it still it holds a special place in my heart still, even to this day. I still remember that theater experience. But yeah, for the Cars 2 diecast line, like I really didn't collect that much. The only characters I had were World Grand Prix Lightning McQueen. I had Mater with Bomb. I had Miles Axelrod. I still have my original Miles Axelrod even to this day, still, but has been super damaged. No, it wasn't actually damaged. I had it in pretty great condition, but I freaking, what's it called? I drew on it like Sharpie, like flat out. Like I, I sharpened his eyes, and then I got a Nigel Gearsley. I got Holly Shifwell. I still have that one. It is in great condition, but the only issue I have with it is that her what's it called, her Cyber mirrors. I ended up removing them somehow. I don't know how I removed them, but I still have that Holly Sheffield even to this day. Wow. I lost my Nigel Gearsley a few years ago. I still had it back in 2015, 2016, but I ended up losing it. And then I had a, what's it called? Like those, and I keep on forgetting what that line was, but it was the ones where you had to press a button and then they'll speak. I had a Lightning McQueen and Francesco, like it was the Lights and Sounds version of Lightning McQueen and Francesco, and I played with those a lot. And I even took my Lightning McQueen to like the mall and Subworth. I really, really was ecstatic to get these. I still have my Francesco to this day, but I don't know what happened to my Lightning McQueen one. And then also, I think it was 2011. I think it was like 2012. There was a book that was on sale that had like these plastic versions of like Lightning McQueen, Mater, Tom. I think it was Tom Bay, Tomber. You know that three ruler. I keep on forgetting. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I keep on forgetting how to pronounce it. It also had Holly Shifwell, Femme Milso, Carlo Veloso, Raul Sarul, Francesco Bernoulli, and I think Miguel Camino, but it had with this huge mat. Oh, sorry about that. It had this huge mat like of like the entire World Grand Prix, and then all the places like Japan, England, Porto Corsa, where they all went to those events that took place in Cars 2. I ended up losing my Lightning McQueen in school. Yeah, pretty unfortunate about that. I took it to school one day. I don't know why I took it, but no, I was actually in daycare when I took it. Oh boy, I ended up losing that one. And then my Mater, I still have it to this day. I still have my Mater. I have my Tom Bay. Still, I have them in my collection. Still, somehow I ended up still keeping it for 10 years. Yeah, it's already been 10 years since I kept that one. Wow. I didn't keep my Carlo Veloso, Fernando Musso, or Holly Schiffer, or Francesco. I ended up losing all of those. And then I think I got another character. I keep on forgetting. Oh, I got Luigi and Guido also. I think on the racing team version. And I think I got another character here and there from the Cars 2 line, but I completely forgot which characters I got. But yeah, 2013, uh, yeah, that was a pretty, that was like 2013, 2014 was kind of meh. Didn't get anything at all. No diecast. But in 2014, one day, this Tom Marcus, this is not the one that I saw in the store, but this is the one I bought off eBay. The reason I bought this Tom Marcus is because I didn't have one in my collection. But oh boy, um, when I first saw him back in 2014 with the 2014 packaging, I convinced my mom to buy me it. And since cars were so cheap at the time, not like $5 like at Target now, but yeah, I convinced my mom to get me that 2014 Tom Marcus, and you know what she said? She said no. And I kept on begging her, begging her. I even cried. I was crying in the ground. But she didn't care. She said like, "Oh, we don't have any money." Really? Then why are we here at Walmart then? Huh? You tell me. But I found out years later that, well, she has to pay all the stuff, all of the bills and everything. So I get that. But I didn't know at the time since I was only about, I think I was only 7.5 years old when I first found that Tom Marcus. So I had to leave that Tom Marcus. Unfortunately, I was super sad when I got home. I didn't even want to talk to my mom at all anymore. Because she never bought me that much stuff. But she did buy me Hot Wheels for sure. But not much Disney cars. So in late 2014, I just decided to like just quit collecting after years and years trying to get these cars. I had no luck. So I just decided just to hang up all of it and just forget about it. Forget about it. I just try to focus in school, try to do well, and so forth. But then, one day in 2016, I came back to Cars after a year, not even seeing the movie at all, not even rewatching the first one again. This is 4 years after Cars 2, so no, it was already 5 years I went since I watched Cars 2. Um, so yeah, I came back to Cars in 2016. I was really excited to collect again, and I felt disappointed of all the cars I missed in 2014 and 2015, right around the time when I just hanged up my collection. Not literally, but like just try to give it up flat out. Just didn't care anymore. So I came back and I bought my first 20. It wasn't the 2016 mainline, but it was a 2015 diecast. It was a 2 pack. It was of Ruby Easy Oaks and Easy Idle Pity. That was my first cars I ever got in 2016, and I actually found those at Sears for $8. Wow, I don't know how much the 2 packs cost back in 2016. I think they were more cheaper than that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, and then in September 13th, 2016, I got my first mainline 2016 diecast, and that was a Lightning McQueen. Yeah, a Lightning McQueen. I still have that card even today, but this is not the version. This is the 2010 rubber tire one, as you can see. Yeah, these are rubber. But I did get my first Lightning McQueen after, I'm gonna say, 6 years after I lost my original one. So, like there's an interesting formula right here. Like every six every 6 years, I would always get an original Lightning McQueen. Yeah, no joke. In 2010, I got my first one. 2016, I got my second one. Okay, 2020 kind of broke it a bit. 2022, got my Lightning McQueen, original one. Yeah, it's just a repeating itself. 6 years. But yeah, in 2016, I got my first Lightning McQueen ever since 2010. I played around with it. I damaged it. I had I had fond memories of playing around with my Lightning McQueen and so forth. And then in late 2016, during Christmas time, like a few days before Christmas, I went to Walmart after a party was over. Um, I went there and I was originally gonna pick up a Raul Sarul because it was just there in the Christmas bins. But then I went to the main aisle of Disney cars, and oh my gosh, I found a hauling gas without the Daredevil Garage app on the diecast. If you guys remember back in 2015, 2016, when they had the ugly yellow Daredevil Garage app to advertise it, but in late 2016 they removed the app because they had taken it off from the Apple store. Um, yeah, I remember that day. I grabbed it and I put it in the basket, and sure enough, I bought it. I didn't buy it with my own money, but my parents ended up buying it. I was going to get more diecast, but I decided nah, because they had the 2017 diecast line. Actually, a few weeks prior, in December 14th, 2016, I was going to get some things for for a for a gift exchange back in 5th grade. Um and then I was the first person to report on the 2017 diecast line. They had Brush Curler, they had Johnny Blamer, they had Murray Clushburn, they had Lightning McQueen, they had Alex McKino, they had Eric Laney right there, they had Radiator Springs McQueen, they had Road Repair no, not Road Repair McQueen, but like Lightning McQueen with Shovel. They had all the Radiator Springs Townies. They had who else was in that case? Oh, Ghost like Ramon and so forth. And I convinced my parents to let me buy it. I also found a Crispy Sorrow. You're right. I convinced my parents to let me get these. Like, please, please. And then my mom said no. Yeah. Good old mom said no. Because I was going to get stuff from the gift exchange, but when the gift exchange came, wow. Only got one thing. One out of the 5 things I got in my that I wrote down in my list. That's just laziness. Wow, I can't believe that's some laziness to its finest. I didn't even get that much stuff. I only got one thing and that was it. I still I am so disappointed about it. And I still regret not getting those 2017 diecast. Yeah. Let's move on. So it's already the new year 2017. This was 5 years ago. Um, at the beginning of the year, I think it was like February, March, when the Lightning McQueen those Lightning McQueen boxes came out. I remember that day when they were released, people were finding them in the Easter bins. So Disney Docket reviewed them. I was very excited to get them. So I went to my local Walmart one day on a Sunday night, and oh boy, I found a lot of those all of those Lightning McQueen boxes. And the one I got was Smell Swell McQueen, and it took convincing to get one of those flat out because my dad didn't want me to buy it at all. He didn't want me to get it. But yeah, um, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it took a lot of convincing. I called my mom. Yeah, good old mom again. I told her, "Can I get this Lightning McQueen? I want to get it. I want to get it." And she said yes. So I went back to the Easter bins where the Lightning McQueen boxes were. I picked out one, and that was Smell Swell McQueen. I still remember that day. I drove it home. I I took out the Lightning McQueen out of his box, and oh my gosh, wow, it was an amazing car. I still have it. Still have it today. It's in my display over there. Ob- Obviously, you can't see me pointing, but it's in my display. So then I actually found out that Cars 3 was coming out, and I was very excited that diecasts were coming out. And oh my gosh, I told my mom, "Hey, can we go to the stores on May 1st?" She said no. But she did say that we're gonna go on May 2nd, a day after the diecast come out, and I said, okay, okay. So then, right after school, right after I left school, I I went to the stores. I went to Target, and oh my gosh, there was so much Car Street merchandising. What I got was the Desert Race 11 pack. I got it's called. I got two singles. Those were Chip Gearings and Dinoco Cruz Ramirez. I remember that day. I was super excited to get these. I was originally going to get Danny Suarez, Tommy Eyebanks, and many others, but I decided to leave them. Yeah, I decided to leave them. I really didn't care. I only cared about the ones I got. So, my parents had to pay about, let's see, so the pack was like $45 plus tax to 48, 51, about $54, almost $60. And that's when my collection started to grow and grow and grow and grow. So then on June 9th, yep, the 11-year anniversary of Cars, or was it more earlier than that? But one day in June, it was on a Sunday, we took, my mom and my dad took my sister to work because she worked at a hospital. So after that, we would go eat. It was like every Sunday. I was very excited. And then I told my mom if we can go to Walmart. She said yes. Good old mom again. And then what's it called? Let me see. Okay, so I went to Walmart. The the diecast prices were actually dropped to 376 to 347 because this was Cars 3 time. So I went to the stores. I went to Walmart, my local Walmart, and I was the first person to report on Rex Rubler being found at a Walmart. No one else had found these at all. So I was very excited to get these when I said very excited to get that one. And my mom was telling me like, "Oh, get this one and get that one and get that one." And I was eager to get them, but I was only excited about Rex Rubler at the time, so I only got Rex Revler. I didn't find Duff Rottleman or Parker Breakston because they were nowhere to be found. But yeah, what's it called? So yeah, I went there. I was very excited to get it, and I opened it up, and oh boy, I had a lot of fun with that car. I I played around with it with my other Car Street diecast, recreated the big crash finally, but it was only a Car Street stuff. Only had a few cars and stuff. So then, in July, like a few weeks before I went back to school, in late July, I went to Target. No, I went to Walmart. I meant again my local Walmart, and I found the new Lane Lock fight pack. I also found the Thunder Hollow fight pack with T Bone, but I didn't get that one. I only got the Lane Lock fight pack, and I'm grateful that I got that one because that pack is super rare nowadays. Because the only car I wanted in that pack was Lane Lock, but I needed some other characters like Murray Clutchburn and Pancho Wipeout since I didn't have those at all. And then I found the Throttleman. I found Parker Breakston, but I decided to leave him. I said like, oh, another time, and then the craziest thing ever happened. I found Doctor Damage. Yes, You heard me right. Dr. Damage at my local Walmart, just sitting there in the back of the pegs of the deluxes. I was very excited to get that one. I put it in the basket, and I bought it. My mom was telling me like, "How much is this gonna cost?" I don't know. You're gonna have to find out, mom. So I was very excited to get these cars at home, but I had to go to a party afterwards, so I just had to leave them right there. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So then, I ended up losing that Doctor Damage. Yeah, I don't know where the heck that one's at nowadays. And then I didn't collect anything else besides that point. I wanted to collect the next gens, but I wasn't able to go to the stores for months and months. And then it was 2018, early 2018, January. This was a few months before Toys R Us closed. I went to Toys R Us on Sunday, and oh my gosh, there were so much cars. They were actually on clearance at Toys R Us because they were closing already. They had already filed for bankruptcy, but enough of that. But I found Broth Carlo, the Cars 3 version. I found Jack the Post, the ones that were Kmart exclusives back in June, a day after Cars 3 had come out. I found Parker Brixton. I found Taco, just in the bins. And I think I bought one more car, but I keep on forgetting which one was that one. Or I think those were the only ones I bought. Because I was originally going to get Buck Barely, but I decided to leave him. Yeah, I think that was about it. So those were the last cars I ever bought. Those were like the only cars I bought at Toys R Us. That was it. And then in June of 2018, I went to Mexico, found a lot of cars there. Some cars that became super rare, like Ponchi Wipeout Pity. That one's super rare. I found other cars. I bought the 2 pack with the King, this version of the King, and then another 2 pack. I think so. Dexter Hoover and Charlie Checker. And then, um, and then they announced that the Fireball Beach Racers were coming out. I was very excited to get these, but I didn't get them. Not until 2019, when the line had started to end. But in 2019, um, yeah, it was a pretty great year in 2018. I bought so many cars because the distribution back in 2018 sucked. It was like 2012, but even worse. They had nothing on the pegs. But in 2019, they had a bunch of stuff on the pegs. They had the 2 packs, the singles, they had the deluxes and everything. I grabbed everything. And then I think it was like the last case. I found that one over there in North Carolina when I went over there. Found an entire 24 case, bought all of them, and I was very excited to get them. And then after that, I got more and more cars. I got the Blue Deserts. I got a few Blue Desert stuff, but not that much. But yeah, in 2020, oh my gosh, like wow. But yeah, what's it called? In 2020, we got into lockdown. But before, no, actually a few weeks after we had gone into lockdown, we went to Walmart and I found Jonas Carvers. I found case, I think it was case C or no, it was case D. I found Jonas Carvers. I didn't find Fair Game. I think I didn't even find Cruz and McQueen also, but I found so many of the cars. I found the Lewis Hamilton 2 pack, but I didn't find the Nikki B one that was also in the case. But then in May, in late May, we started the eBay stuff. I got I got all of these cars off of eBay and Amazon. All these piston compressor. I got every single one of them except for one. And that was the Apple I car because that one's super rare and desirable. But yeah, pretty much what's it called? Like I keep on forgetting, but yeah, I bought so much cars on eBay. When my mom received her credit card bill, oh my gosh, I wasted $100 in cars. Yep. You know what? You know the term snitches get stitches. So yeah, I got snitched, but I think I'm gonna have to pay my mom back. I'm gonna have to pay her so much money. Oh boy. But anyways, yeah, and then on October 1st, on my birthday, I went to Walmart. I found Ray Riverham and Laura Spenwell. Oh my gosh, I was like the first person to report on these. I was very excited to get them. And then I found Dan, Dan Garcia, Dan Garcia, and then I found I think those are the only ones I got. I think I bought another one, but it was the last case of like the Blue Desert stuff, like the one with the metallic snot rod and Slater Petrosky in it. But yeah, I was very excited to get those on my birthday. And then what's it called in late 2020, I didn't find the 2021 diecast at all because they were pretty hard to get when they first came out. But yeah, in 2021, I got more and more cars off of eBay and Amazon and in the stores because I got what's it called Royal Rush on eBay and Damaged Cruz Ramirez. Oh boy, I was very excited to get those. And then I got a lot of cars, and then I was the first person to report on so many of these new cars and self-worth. I was very excited. And here we are today. I haven't gotten that many cars this year, but I've gotten some cars like Jay with VR headset, which I reviewed. So check out that video if you haven't done so already. But yeah, I got Jay with VR headset and many other cars from this year. I was very, very excited for this line, but since distribution kind of sucks right now, since the whole cargo thing issue. But yeah, here we are today, 2022, and it's been pretty slow, but I hope I could catch it up during this time. But yeah, anyways, happy 16th anniversary of Cars. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you haven't done so also, and catch you guys all on the next video. See you guys, bye.